The Substance is a 2024 horror drama starring Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore, and it was written and directed by Coralie Farja. The film tells the story of Elizabeth Sparkle, a once A-list actress who won an Academy Award that's now in her early 60s and has a fleeting career as an aerobics instructor for a morning TV show. She's aging and her producers don't want her on the show anymore and they're looking for somebody else. She feels useless, unwanted, and betrayed by the people around her, and every time she looks in the mirror, she remembers what she once looked like and how it's fading away fast as she's aging. One day after being in a car accident, a doctor or a physician is checking her out and looking at her spine and tells her she'd be an excellent candidate. She's confused and then he changes the subject like he made a mistake and misspoke. As Elizabeth leaves the hospital, she notices that there's a USB drive in her pocket with a note that says, "It changed my life. It'll work for you," or something along those lines. She goes home, installs the USB, and watches a promotional ad telling exactly what this is going to do for her. That it basically takes her cells, it splits her into two, but they're both one. It doesn't work without the other, and there'll be a younger version of herself. She calls the number, she gets the substance, she injects it, and then we get Sue, a younger version of herself who basically takes over her life. And now the two struggle to coexist. They also have 7 days only to split between each other. That's why they're fighting, because Sue thinks she needs more than 7 days because she wants to live life to the fullest. And then Elizabeth doesn't think 7 days is enough, and she's not doing anything with her time. She feels like it's a waste also. So anyway, let me get into this. I did not want to originally see this movie because I heard the hype and I was just not interested. I've seen a lot of body horror films this year so far, and I heard the body horror is great. The body horror is amazing. But it has Demi Moore, and since I was younger, I was in love with Demi Moore. I always loved Demi Moore, and that's about it. And I still love Demi Moore, even now. Even after this film, I love Demi Moore. I don't think she gets enough credit, actually. But so I think this movie, they're talking about her being nominated for an Oscar. I can't say she shouldn't be nominated for one. And this is a subject matter that I think Hollywood, they would probably nominate her, but I'm not sure she would win or should win. I think she's great in the film, don't get me wrong. I think she does a fantastic job, honestly. And being that at that age and showing your body completely nude, that takes a lot of courage that I don't think a lot of women her age would do, or, you know, even younger than her. So maybe that could be an aspect, but her acting is good, but there's not that much lines actually in the film for her character. It's less, it's more emotion. So I don't know. So because of Demi Moore, I decided to watch this movie, and I don't regret watching this film. This is actually a really great horror film in a sense. It's more of a drama with horror elements sprinkled in it, and I do like the fact that the director uses, like, the liquid for the substance is like the reagent for Reanimator, the color. I thought that was interesting. She definitely did that as a homage to Reanimator. This movie has a lot of elements. I forgot what I was describing it as. Besides the fly, there was something else. So I remember I described it to somebody and I was like, well, you know what? It's like this, it's like that. The best way I could describe it is like, it feels like a episode of Tales from the Crypt, but very long, a little bit too long. But it was good. But that's the only negative I have to say about the entire film is the length. It's way too long. Basically, the film is like it's like how we view women in society, but not just women in general. I mean, like beauty, and how we put a cap on it, and we put all these expectations on what women and men should look like, and what's the standard, and how we discard people after a certain age that we don't need them anymore, or a physique. So that's basically what it is. And they use the character of Elizabeth like a Jane Fonda type character, except Jane Fonda was successful while she was doing her aerobics thing, and Elizabeth isn't. That's like her last resort was this aerobics class, and she still looks good. Demi Moore is very beautiful, even till today. She's a very beautiful woman, and I was kind of felt bad how they were treating her, especially the Dennis Quaid character. He comes off like a Harvey Weinstein type, like a real dirty, greasy, disgusting, loathsome human being. Just really disgusting. Especially there's a scene where he's eating with her and basically telling her in not so many words that, like, you're old, your time is done. And she actually heard him earlier. She was in the she went into the bathroom and she heard him talking horribly about her and how he hates her, and she did nothing to like get this kind of like how he's acting. Like he wants a younger woman, he needs somebody young and youthful. He's tired of dealing with this woman and all these things. And she's not a bad person, but it's because of her actions of wanting to get this thing and wanting to be youthful again and wanting that she feels so neglected. You know, she feels so used and abused, and that nobody wants her anymore. And like, there's a guy who finds her very attractive, but he's old. He's as old as her. He went to school with her when they were younger, and he's losing his hair. He looks, you know, to her gross, and she's kind of like disgusted by this. And she doesn't want to give him the time of day because she's like, I used to get like handsome actors to go out with. So once she sees that this is a solution to her problem, that she could actually live the life again that she wants, she goes for the substance. And it doesn't work necessarily the way she wants, although they keep telling her on the phone, because they have all these problems back and forth, her and Sue, because Sue's now, they pick her. They fire Demi Moore's character. Spoiler alert. So Sue gets Demi Moore's job, gets Demi Moore's show. Demi Moore gets fired. And then like they're competing with each other for the days because they only have 7 days each. So Sue wants more time because she wants to do more things. And by doing that, things happen. And it affects Demi Moore's character. And they both resent each other, and they both do things that hurt the other one in a way. Not so much Demi. Demi does some fucked up shit, like gives her a big mess to clean, and it's funny. It's funny those two dealing with it. Anyway, I know this review's all over the place. All I can say is that I really enjoyed this film. I was wondering when the body horror was going to come, because the parts that were in the beginning that you see, I'm like, I've seen better stuff. But then it gets to the best stuff later on, and you have to watch it, and that was gross. That's what I said. I said it reminded me of The Fly, of Carrie, of different types of films, and that's what the end reminds me of. It reminds me of Carrie. So yeah, it's an amalgamation of different films with the idea of focusing on beauty and, I guess, Hollywood standards of beauty, and how we put these expectations on women and men, and how we use them for their bodies and things like that, or how we expect them to have a certain physique and things like that. But it's a great film. It's not such a social commentary. It's a really, really good film, honestly. The only thing I could say, the only bad thing is the length. I think it was a little too long. They could have cut down a little bit, but I liked it. This director, she has another film out that I never saw called The Revenge. I always saw the little thumbnail on Amazon or Shudder for that film. So now that I know that that's her film, it came out in 2017, that was one of her previous films, I'm gonna watch that movie. But for this one, you should definitely check it out. You should definitely watch it in the theater, because it's fun to watch it with other people going crazy for the stuff that happens towards the end of the film. And it is fun and entertaining. You're not literally bored at any moments. It's long, but you're not gonna be bored sitting through it. So I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 stars because of the length. That's about it. Besides that, I really enjoyed this movie. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. Anyway, that's my review for The Substance. If you saw this movie, leave a comment section down below. What was your favorite part? What did you think about the ending? Anyway, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.